Okay, so you guys can hear me now. Okay. Say less. What's up, Nelson? Say less. Okay. I think I just unplugged my mic, so I might just be using my camera mic right now. Is the audio quality okay? Woo, I'm kind of nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. But how do you guys feel about the chapter so far? I kind of felt like I wasn't reading One Piece, to be honest. This didn't feel like One Piece. This felt like Berserk or something like that. I'm only here so I don't get fired. What's good, Junior? What's poppin'? Woo! Okay, so let's. I wish I could show you guys the chapter, but I don't know how to. Ooh, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to show you guys the chapter. So, and I guess that would be copyright, anyways, right? If anybody knows how to do that, let me know. Or to watch Jumanji before writing a chapter. Let me see. Can you do that here? You probably have to have like a separate streaming platform to be able to minimize it. Uh, Minimize it. What do you mean minimize it? Like you mean minimize the live stream? Minimize the chapter. Okay. Would you guys be able to see the chapter that way or what? Okay, you're talking about for. Let me see. Y'all need to walk me through how I can actually show y'all on the screen though, if I can show you guys on the screen. Like, let me know what you guys are looking at right now. Mm, Okay. For now, you guys are until I get better at this. You guys are just gonna probably read the chapter along with me. But let's get started, right? Let's get started. Okay. 1094. 1094. Let me go. I got an amazing theory planned out for you guys, by the way. I already got it recorded. Probably gonna drop it on Saturday or Sunday. I know there's been a lot of theories about who's gonna get Kuma's Devil Fruit, and I think I may have figured it out. To be honest, it's not who you think. I've seen a lot of people talk about how Vivi may get Kuma's Devil Fruit. I don't think it's gonna be Vivi. I don't think it's gonna be Frankie. Hmm. How would I give you guys a teaser? See, I don't see. I don't. If I could show you guys things on the screen, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. If I was able to show you guys things on the screen, I would give you a teaser. Honestly, let me search it up. How do I show people things on? Okay, I can't give you guys a teaser until See, it's not a boy or a girl. It's not a boy or a girl. I think that's the best hint that I can give you guys. It's not a boy or a girl. Yeah, exactly. That itself is a teaser. It's a huge teaser. It's actually that's all I'm gonna say. It could be a weapon. You could see it as a weapon in a way. You could see it as a weapon in a way. But it's gonna be surprising. It's gonna be surprising. The reason I don't think it's the reason I don't think it's it's Vivi because a lot of people have been saying Vivi, but I don't think it makes sense. I think it will be out of place. First of all, I know people. A lot of people are saying, "Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, man." I know a lot of people are saying that. Oh, let me get my charger. Bear with me, guys. I haven't mastered this yet. Okay. So I know a lot of people are saying Vivi, but it seems out of place, right? Because like I feel like people want the reason why people want Vivi to have a devil fruit or maybe Kuma's devil fruit because I feel like people can't fathom that Vivi can come to the Straw Hats without having some type of special grand power. I think that's mostly where it's coming from. I feel like people want Vivi to come to the Straw Hats and be very very strong or have some type of devil fruit, some type of power, and I feel like in that when we have that idea, we try to push her having any type of special power that we can think of, and I guess Kuma's devil fruit would be the most obvious one because that's probably the according to how the story is going right now, Kuma most likely is going to die. But the reason I don't think it's Vivi because Vivi has no real connection with Kuma. Like you can stretch the connection. We're not so sure if Lily owned it before though. That's the thing. That's the thing. We're not so sure if Lily owned it before. See, I'm not opposed to Vivi getting it, but I'm not so sure if Lily owned it before because I know people are getting that. I don't know who came up with that theory. I don't know if it was Morge or somebody else, but I'm pretty sure people made inferences on the fact that Lily made some type of big mistake. And Emu is basically saying that, and people are basically inferring that Emu somehow is mad at Lily because Lily was the one to use the pawpaw fruit to basically make the poneglyphs travel around the world. And I think it's a fair assumption, but I don't think it's canon. That's the thing. I don't think it's canon. I think there's other ways. I think there's other ways that you could actually make the. I think there's other ways we can interpret Lily making a mistake. That's what I think. I don't necessarily think it's the fact that she and another thing here when it comes to Emu's dialogue about saying Lily made a mistake, it kind of sounds like Lily was somehow on Emu's team, or Lily somehow was not supposed to do that, but somehow she did. So there's so much more deeper ways that we can interpret how Emu is talking about Lily here. And I don't think the most obvious assumption is that she's definitely going to get Kuma's Dara fruit because Lily definitely had Kuma's Dara fruit. Yeah, yeah, exactly. She doesn't really need Kuma's Dara fruit for her to be important when she joins the Straw Hats. I don't mind her getting a Dara fruit, and I don't mind her getting Kuma's Dara fruit. But stay tuned for the theory, guys. You'll know exactly why. You'll see exactly why she's not going to be the one getting it for sure. She's not going to be the one getting it. Um, like another hint. Okay, another hint is this. So the only times we've seen Sabo, I mean, the only times we've seen a Delphoot reincarnate and go to somebody else in the same instance in the story, it's been Sabo and Ace. And Ace shares a very, very close connection with Sabo, which is why he got the fruit. But I feel like although we can make inferences on how Lily shared a connection with a previous Paw Paw fruit user, I feel like it would be much better fitting if Kuma's Dara fruit got passed down to somebody he's closer to narratively. I've seen people say Frankie, and I think Frankie is a better prediction than Vivi. I'd say personally. I feel like, but I don't think it's Frankie either. Um, Frankie is a clue. Did you talk about Sanji potential versus? Of course, man. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, um, I'm literally like the biggest Sanji glazer on Twitter. So I've been talking about Sanji versus Saturn for I don't know how long now, but forever. Do you think Kuma's fruit is a Zoan? I wouldn't mind if it was a Zoan, but like one of the biggest things here is I wouldn't mind if it's a Zoan, but the thing is, I don't want I don't want us to come to the point in the story where like we think everything with special powers is like some type of mythical zone, right? Because like if you think about like for example like Law's Devil Fruit, you know how crazy Hack's Law Devil Fruit is. You know how godly it is. Like you can easily assume, oh, Law ate some mythical doctor god Devil Fruit, right? You could easily assume that like the Opie no Mi is somehow some actual god that that can manipulate space and has something to do with doctors, and you can make some good research and you can make a good assumption on that. But I feel like that's kind of the same thing we're doing, but we know it's definitely it's paramecia because I think people don't understand that paramecia are based on concepts a lot, right? If you guys remember like the jacket fruit, that's a jacket is basically a concept. A jacket is not a natural thing, right? If you think about the jacket fruit, like you see that paramecia, the reason why they're ambiguous is because they're based on concept, right? So like Law's Devil Fruit is based on the concept of being a surgeon. That's why it's kind of so OP. If you see my Kuma theory, Kuma is the true mastermind behind the Egghead incident. I kind of outline how Kuma's paw fruit is based on the philosophy or the concept of a paw. How like a paw is supposed to represent your handprint, and have you ever seen people like try to like look at the lines in your hands and try to like basically talk about how like it can predict your lifespan and basically like your hands are basically like a image of what your soul is supposed to be. It's an image of and I connect that to paws and how paleontologists when looking for history to look at paws and your hands just like your eyes is the windows to your soul, your hands is like the doorsteps to your soul. So I believe the concept of Kuma's paw devil fruit is based on the concept of handprints and paw prints being very important to history and to time and everything. So you guys could check it out. But I wouldn't be opposed for Takuma having a mythical zone either. I just wouldn't. I don't want to get into that idea where everything that's like unexplainable is a mythical zone though. Like, although I do think that there's a lot of things that may be mythical zones. Like for example, Boa's Devil Fruit. Definitely somehow I think it may be some type of mythical zone. The whole snake aspect she got going on, the whole the whole Medusa type thing she going on, turning people into stone. I think that's possibly a mythical zone. Let's see who else could do. I personally think Robin may be a mythical zone. Let's see, yeah, it's my favorite theory. You drop it. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think the Kuma Derafu is like the Kuma and the Sanji Derafu theory are probably my favorites so far right now. Because Sanji's my favorite character, and Kuma is extremely underrated. Why do you think Blackbeard is interested in Boa's Derafu? I've seen a lot of people say that he's interested in Kuma's Devil Fruit because he's interested in Boa's Devil Fruit because somehow he would be able to make people fear him and be able to turn people into stone. I've seen a theory saying that he wants to revive somebody that's turned to stone, and I think that's kind of the best explanation. But Bo already told us that she can't revive previous. Even if a previous user turn you into stone and a new user tried to turn you away, it's not possible. So I don't know what Blackbeard knows that Boa doesn't know to make that possible as well. I think I think the simple reason why he would want Boa's Derful is because it's simply hacks. That's really it. He basically just think about it like men are 90 or sorry, men are 50% of the population, and I'm sure it's the same in One Piece. Probably more, to be honest. So if he could just have somebody eat Bull's Devil Fruit and completely knock out any man that's not basically like we've seen Boa not turn his commanders into stone. It's basically a hack Devil Fruit. I feel like I don't think there's anything extra beyond that, that we have to think of. It's one of the most broken Devil Fruits in One Piece, I'd say. Well, okay, let's get started on the chapter, guys. Let's talk about this chapter. Let's talk about this chapter, whatever this chapter was. Um, Whatever this chapter was. I did not just read One Piece. I just read Berserk or something like that. Demons and pentagrams and stuff like that. I kind of love it, to be honest, because I think Oda's like going a completely separate route than he's gone ever before. That's why I love it. I feel like Oda always wanted to go that route, like a darker route. I feel like he's always hinted at it, like in different parts of the story. Even with people like Brooke's character is completely underrated, and people don't understand how much lore, how much dark lore, shadow theory, all that stuff that has to do with Brooke. Robin herself is a dark character. Oda jokes about it with gags and nodding, but Robin herself is a very very dark character. I think a lot of the Straw Hats are dark characters when you actually look at it. What's up, Mashkan? Pentacle, or maybe it's important or a key to some sort of plan he's having. Yeah, I think so. It might be a key. The passive, thanks, man. Thanks for the yeah. It's a ZV-10 the camera. Um, yeah, pretty good stream quality. I think like that the passive reason why he'd want her fruit is because it's hacks. The deeper reason could be that he is actually trying to unlock something or trying to complete a plan. But the fact that he left without it, without much of a struggle, is kind of like I feel like turns the idea on its head. But then again, I was also thinking part of his crew is also at Egghead right now, and we do have somebody else that has Boa's Devil Fruit. So I don't know if somehow they could kidnap, I guess, a snake That's a possible loophole around it. Finishing thumbnail for Virgos, get a reverie, and then probably gonna do the sketch for you if I don't feel tired. Of course, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see it, Majkan. The video is gonna bust too, so go crazy. Do you think Saturn uses black flames? It looks like, you cooking. You cooking, actually. Do you think Saturn uses black flames? It looked like that when it came out of that circle. Could it be that Sanji will unlock Conk and it add, ooh, you cooking? Could it be that Sanji will unlock Conquerors and add it to his Ifrit and unlock black flames? You cooking. I say you cooking, to be honest. I'll say you cooking, to be honest. Because like Saturn's connection with Sanji, oh my god. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, please do. Let me actually post my I don't know if I can post my handle here. Yep, Black Leg, Black Flames. People don't honestly, guys, when I made that Sanji is a Conqueror video, I didn't feel like I should need to make a Sanji is a Conqueror video, guys. I really felt like there was enough evidence in the story already to assume that Sanji would be a conqueror. You know why I made that video? I was just looking. I made the Sanji is a Conqueror video because I was really just looking. I just typed in Sanji is a Conqueror. I just typed in Sanji the Conqueror on YouTube, and every video is like, even King of Lightning. Shout out to King of Lightning. Shout out to the King Boo. But even King of Lightning, one of the biggest Sanji Gazzers are like, nah, bro. Sanji has a Conqueror problem. I've seen people in podcasts. I've seen shout out to that One Piece talk. I seen somebody was saying that like Sanji is probably not a conqueror because Jinbei is probably not a conqueror. And I just when I searched it up, I just saw everybody saying, "Oh, Sanji's not a conqueror because of this reason, because of this. He doesn't have the ambition." And I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about right now? What are y'all talking about right now? Like really think about it, guys. Let me ask you a question. What's Shanks' ambition, guys? What's Shanks' ambition? What makes Shanks a conqueror? He doesn't have any world's strongest title. If you actually try to ask yourself why is Shanks a conqueror, it's really not adding up. Just think about, and I knew people don't understand the conqueror's perspective because I feel like the you know how they are, you know how people are, the people that don't understand Sanji as a conqueror. In the first few chapters, the first few episodes of One Piece, where the bandits come to Shanks and they're basically calling him weak and calling him because Shanks just lets them be and doesn't hit them or try to fight them or tries to like do anything extra. I feel like that's how a lot of people look at Sanji. Like they want Sanji to like basically just like they want Sanji to fight Kaido one-on-one. They want Sanji to hit women. They want Sanji to do something crazy. Like that's how they want him to be a conqueror. Yeah, Ace doesn't want to be a conqueror either. He really wanted to make Whitebeard king. None of it actually makes sense, guys, when you actually think about it. You feel me? Yes, they need R Wallet. It just baffled me because I'm like, do I actually have to make a theory on Sanji being a conqueror? Like, I didn't think that was a thing that was necessary in the community until I actually searched it up on YouTube. And I'm like, literally, even every big creator never even considered the fact that Sanji would be a conqueror. You feel me? Bro, I saw that video and I got so angry to actually be reading Two Piece. He said Jinbei faced the Yonko. He made it look like Sanji's afraid of big mouths. Bro, people don't understand, bro. Let's really get deep into this before I start the chapter. Let's really get deep into this. People do not understand, and I feel like this is going to surprise a lot of you guys. People do not understand that the reason that Sanji was not on the rooftop was because Big Mom was on the rooftop. Think about the narrative, guys. Why would Oda put Sanji on the rooftop when there's a woman on the rooftop that he would not be able to fight or hit? Plus, that's just a narrative reason to me, bro. Don't get me started on Jinbei, Jordy boy. Don't get me started on Jinbei. I'm about to get real crazy in this live stream. If you guys know my flagship theory, my first ever theory, if you guys haven't checked it out already, please do. It might make some of you guys upset about Jinbei, um, but please do. Yeah, the Jinbei is a traitor theory. Yeah, that's the one. It makes a lot of people upset though, which is which I understand. But if you actually just look at Jinbei throughout this whole arc, right? From the beginning of Egghead, Jinbei does like one thing. He helps some of the devil fruit users that are drowning. Like that's his whole thing. That's his whole thing. He did this one thing in Egghead, and he never did anything again. You bet. Jinbei's reaction to everything. This. If you actually read, you guys need to like. If you guys go back, see, this is how I make theories, guys. Instead of reading the chapter, like sometimes instead of reading the whole chapter, try to read the chapter from the perspective of one character and go towards the next chapter and read the perspective of one character. If you start Egghead, right, and you only read from the perspective of Jinbei, the whole from the beginning of Egghead to the end of Egghead, and you only read the chapters that Jinbei's in, and you only look at the dialogue that Jinbei is doing, you'll start to see why I have the Jinbei's a traitor theory. Jinbei has not helped the Straw Hats in any fight thus far. Go read the whole Egghead. Jinbei has not fought a single Seraphim. Jinbei has. I don't think Jinbei even acknowledged that Kizaru is here. Now think about it. Now the Seraphim. Think about how quickly we could have got rid of the Seraphim. The Seraphim have devil fruits. You saw what that bubble gun did to S Snake. Jinbei could have quite easily, just incapacitated all the Seraphim just on his water alone. Jinbei is a warlord of the sea, guys. Jinbei is a warlord of the sea, clashed with Big Mom. Equally, to be honest. She's much stronger, of course, but hockey to hockey, I feel like, Jinbei is that guy. I don't try to slander Jinbei at all, I actually love Jinbei. But I feel like people are not paying attention to him in this whole Egghead saga, and I think it's purposeful. But yeah, if you actually want to understand the story on a meta level, read from the story from the perspective of one character. It could be your favorite character. Read from the perspective of Sanji. Like only look at the panels where Sanji is in, and read the whole chapter only based on Sanji. Then go to the next chapter and read it only based on Sanji. Yeah, there's a reason why he been lacking. That man been lacking because he's choosing to lack. Like for example, in the what was it when the podcast, right? When somebody was saying, "Oh, Jinbei is not a conqueror because Sanji's not a conqueror because Jinbei is not a conqueror." And let me tell you guys, if you actually don't think Jinbei is a conqueror, if you want to understand the Jinbei is a traitor theory in one concept, I'll explain the Jinbei is a traitor theory in one concept. If you look at his interaction with Big Mom, the awesome interaction where he's like, "You're a mere warlord of the sea. I wouldn't be scared of you. You couldn't take my soul." Right? If you look at how he clashed against Big Mom, come on, y'all. If you look at Jinbei's demeanor overall, how he got Luffy through the time skip, right? How he was telling Luffy to man up. if I were to explain the Jinbei is a traitor theory for you in one concept, it would be the idea that Jinbei is a conqueror, but he's hiding it. I, for one, think Jinbei had advanced conquerors before Luffy. Think about it, guys. This man is the strongest fisherman in the world. If you don't think the strongest fisherman in the world has conquerors, that's like racism, to be honest. To be honest, bro. If you don't think the strongest fisherman in the world with the best portrayal, somebody that literally went toe to toe with Big Mom. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's be serious here, bro. Let's be serious here, y'all. That man is hiding his intentions, I swear. There's no way in the world I could bet all the money in my bank account right now. There's no way that Jinbei is not a conqueror, guys. There's absolutely no way. I could bet all my bank account right now. Just didn't expect you to pull the race card. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's just explaining the Jinbei is a conqueror theory in just a funny nutshell, right? If you don't think Jinbei is a conqueror, he is obviously a conqueror, guys. Exactly, bro. The live if Oda is basically a hotep, bro. If you look at a live action, if you look at Arlong, bro, that man made Arlong like I don't want to say the word, but you know what I'm thinking. That man made Arlong a straight gangster, straight gangster. That's the best way I could put it. Yeah, but yeah, that's the Jinbei is a traitor theory. That's my flagship theory. If you guys I'm not gonna say the word, Nelson. But if you guys really want to understand that theory, just off of that concept alone, Jinbei is a conqueror, but he hasn't shown conqueror. He haven't shown advanced conquerors. But I, for one, think Jinbei had conquerors before Luffy, before Zoro, and I think Sanji's gonna have conquerors, of course. You feel me? Y'all gonna make me rant, to be honest, before we go into this chapter, to be honest. So let me know what y'all want. Y'all want me to get into this chapter, or y'all want me to keep ranting? Let me know. Let me see. All right, bet. Okay. Exactly. He survived. He survived by Kainu. That's crazy, right? All right, let's get into this chapter, y'all. Before I spoil the whole One Piece, let's get into this chapter, y'all. Okay, let me go on TCB right quick. You know. Mm-mm. All right, y'all. Okay. So, okay, for example, you know how I was saying read the chapter from the perspective of one character. This is what I'm about to do right now. I'm about to show you exactly how I make my theories. Right. If you don't want to get confused by Egghead, if you don't want to get because Egghead is very confusing. If you don't want to get confused by Egghead, try your best to read character by character exactly what's going on. You'll understand the story much better, right? So let's just start with Bonnie. Let's just cover this. Let's just start the chapter with Bonnie, right? So I'm gonna skim through the chapter because I read it already. I just want to make a discussion about it. And from the perspective of Bonnie, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I'm able to get from her, right? So off the bat, Bonnie as a character right now is connected to just Sanji and Vegapunk and Saturn. So from the perspective of Bonnie, um, these are our three main characters, right? Bonnie, Sanji, and basically Vegapunk, right? And Saturn, of course. Saturn's the main villain. So the reason I know that Oda is trying to make this new saga like basically ascending because of the attack that Bonnie used, right? So Bonnie used an attack called near death experience, right? And this is crazy. I never thought Oda would actually do something like that. She made some random marine fodder. She made some random marine fodder basically see his death ahead of time. I don't understand how crazy that is. I don't think I understand how crazy that is, y'all. That is literally like evil, bro. Could you imagine somebody making you see your death ahead of time? That's legitimately evil. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. No, I'm not gonna diss Frankie. I love Frankie. I love Frankie. He's part of chapter two, but I don't think he's gonna get emphasis yet. I read from the perspective of the cameraman. So okay. So we're gonna read the perspectives from multiple characters, right? I'm not just gonna cover Bonnie. We're gonna read the chapter from multiple characters. But just starting with Bonnie, right? She uses an attack called near death experience. Right? And she makes the Marine see her death in advance. Now she's in the middle of two vice admirals, right? She's in the middle of the guy with the shell, and she's in the middle of the old lady that could basically control Pacifista. If you guys missed it, she could basically hop onto anything that's her power. She just rides things. Of course, Oda would, of course he would give a lady the ability, the ride through, bro. Oda needs to be. Anyways, so this old lady. So this this old lady starts riding the pacifista, right? She's able to control the pacifista, and I don't think she has the Toki Toki fruit. That's funny, but she starts riding the pacifista, and she's able to basically fire at Bonnie. But right before she fires at Bonnie, you know the goat, you know goat G. You feel me? You know goat G. So just before, right? Just before, right? See now, from reading perspective of the Bonnie, we switch to Sanji, right? So Sanji's about to save Bonnie. So I go back into the chapter. I'm like, okay, what was Sanji doing, and how did he get there? So Sanji pulled an impressive speed feat. Hmm. I don't know. Bonnie's fruit ain't named yet. You want the fate fruit theory? Maybe. I'm not sure what Bonnie's fruit is either. I'm not sure what Bonnie's fruit either. I wouldn't mind it being the Toki Toki no Mi. I'm just I'll be confused on how she got it. To be honest, that opens a huge can of worm for the story, right? So okay, but let's go back to Bonnie and Sanji. So Sanji uses his observation haki, right? It's seen as a gag. He has like a woman radar, right? He has a woman radar, and it's seen as a gag. So just how I make theories, I'm like, okay, when you actually want to make good One Piece theories, you need to not look at gags as actual gags. Gags are ways for Oda to just basically deceive you in the story as to what he actually wants to say, right? So yeah, Woman Radar equals top tier observation haki, right? And then Vegapunk says something very very interesting, right? So where Vegapunk says something like that radar doesn't sound very scientific, but I have some faith in it, right? And I feel like that's a bit deeper. I don't know what it means right now, but I just keep that in my head. So he's able to find her, using his observation haki. Um, then just about when she's getting attacked from the laser. So here's a crazy thing, right? If the laser was fired before Sanji got to her, then that's just a crazier speed feat, right? I'm just gonna go with the fact that the laser wasn't shot, that it was literally just charging up. Because if the laser was shot before Sanji got to her, we talking crazy speed feats here, y'all. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not related to German science ability. It's literally just his hockey. Yeah, and I know people want Sanji to be like the science person now, which I don't mind. But let's not get it twisted. That man got top tier observation. Always, he always had, always will, on top of the science. You feel me? So okay, so he comes and saves Bonnie from the old lady riding pacifista. He protects her, so she sees her father, right? You know, of course, because the pacifistas are modeled after Kuma. So she sees her father, and she freezes up because she doesn't know what to do. And here's where it gets really interesting, right? Here's where it gets really interesting. So as Bonnie gets saved by Sanji, he asks her, "You can't let yourself freeze up like that. They told me about Kuma being your dad. I get it, but you got to keep a cool head." And I seen someone pointing out on Twitter, which I agree, that this kind of relates to Sanji himself. He says, "They told me about Kuma being your father. I get it, but you've got to keep a cool head." Now, this is basically just saying, it's basically like alluding to the fact that he personally has something going on with his father, and he understands what Bonnie feels with her father, but she must still keep a cool head because he has learned himself to keep a cool head, right? So, um, I think that's very interesting. So I'm gonna keep that in my head, and and now he gets a talk. He gets attacked by the other vice admiral, and if you guys missed it as well, the other vice admiral has some type of dog, devil fruit, or some type of raccoon or otter. I think the proper translation here is otter, whack and otter. I've seen it being raccoon, but on TCB it says I'm pretty sure it's a whack and otter, and that's why he was using the shell because otters basically eat shells or use shells, and yeah, he has some type of otter there, which is very very interesting. I wonder what the otter would be able to do. I don't know what an otter would be able to do, to be honest, especially if you can't swim, right? But maybe otters have some type of special power. But he uses some shell, right? With his otter devil fruit, he tries to attack Sanji, but of course, come on, man, come on, bro. Even with a lady in his hand, Sanji not gonna get hit by that slow attack, bro. Come on. And I saw people a lot of people slandering Sanji, talking about some. Oh my god, Sanji running away. I'm like, what? What you want him to do? He has Bonnie right in his hands. What you want? What you want him to do, bro? It don't make no sense. What do y'all want him to do? Use Bonnie as a shield, or what do y'all want to do? So you know, he carrying a lady in his hand, so he escapes. So now, boom. So now that's Bonnie's part of the chapter. Actually, no, that's not Bonnie's part of the chapter. Let's skip. Let's keep going because we're not focused on any other characters right now. I know Kizaru and everybody, and boom, right? But now we arrive to the point at the very end of the chapter where Bonnie becomes important again. That's when we get the big reveal that Saturn is some type of mythical spider. Saturn is some type of yokai, and let's get to Bonnie here. And she's like, "What is that thing?" And she sees Saturn, and she proceeds to try to stab this man. Well, she does stab him. Now, that's the completion of the chapter through the perspective of Bonnie. Bonnie gets saved. Bonnie attacks the Marines. She uses some near-death experience power. She may have the Toki Toki no Mi. She may have the Fate Fate no Mi. Her devil fruit is hacks. That's what we learned in this chapter. Her devil fruit is crazy. Her devil fruit is hacks. Then we go through Sanji and her. Sanji saves her. She literally goes out of Sanji's hands once she sees. And mind you, guys, Saturn is making people's heads pop off. And Bonnie with no fear. Shout out to Bonnie, bro. I don't know if is she gonna become more of like a law type of straw hat, like a temporary straw hat, or she's gonna become a permanent straw hat. I personally don't think she's going to be a permanent Straw Hat. Personally, I'll have a theory on this later on, but I think Lilith is going to be the new Straw Hat. To be honest, I think she's the best balancer for the crew, but that's a theory for another day. Um, yeah, Lilith is really her for real. You know, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if Bonnie continues on our ship for like the end of the story. I wouldn't mind that, or she continues on our ship towards Elbaf or something else. You know, yeah, she'll be an ally for sure. Like Law Yamato. See, I don't know if Yamato's an ally. I think she's a straw hat, but that's also a theory for another day. Actually, that's gonna follow my who's gonna get. I'm gonna have who's gonna get Kuma's Food theory as the next theory. Then my next theory is that Yamato is a straw hat, and I'm gonna explain exactly how we're going to go back to get her, and that's actually another clue for who's gonna get Kuma's Food. But that's you know, that's a theory for another day. So one thing that I want to highlight here is that Bonnie picked up some random sword, right? And I guess it was a marine sword or something like that. I just want to highlight that because that's very interesting. And so I don't know if she's skilled with swords or she just picked up a random thing. And I wonder when she did stab Saturn, did she use her powers to some degree or did she just stab him? If she just stabbed Saturn, I guess it's kind of a waste to be honest. Because if you just stab Saturn, Saturn is not. He's probably immortal. He probably let her stab him. He probably has some type of crazy hacks power. I'm sure it's gonna do absolutely nothing. I'm sure it's gonna do absolutely nothing. In the next chapter, Saturn's gonna look at her like, "Hey, I'll let you get a free hit because I felt bad, I guess." But he's low key probably immortal. I'd say he's immortal, right? Okay, so that's a chapter from the perspective of Bonnie, right? So the people that are in Bonnie's chapter is Sanji, Saturn, and Vegapunk and Frankie. Shout out to Frankie, guys. Shout out to Frankie. I feel like Frankie is going to have something special this this arc, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't know who made theory. I've seen the green blood theory for Frankie, and I think that's very plausible that he's gonna get green blood. I'm not sure if who made it. I'm sure it was either Hidden Island. I think it was Hidden Island or somebody else actually, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the Green Blood theory is Hidden. Yeah. Hidden Island. Really, really good theory. Check that out if you haven't. And I agree with it. To be honest, it makes sense with the cola and everything. I think it makes perfect sense, and I would love Frankie to have an upgrade, but I feel like that's not enough of an upgrade for Frankie. Actually, I feel like Frankie's going to be even stronger than that, and I feel like he's going to have to need a new body after this. The only way that I feel like Frankie could get a proper upgrade is if Vegapunk completely remodels him. That's the only way I feel like Frankie is going to get a proper upgrade. If Vegapunk completely, because right now he's with Vegapunk, kind of helping Vegapunk, saying, "Are you okay?" And he's very protective over. Yeah, he needs Haki as well. I think by the end of Egghead, Frankie's gonna have Haki. He's gonna have green blood, and he's gonna have a new body. And I think that would basically complete him as like a more reliable top tier on the crew. Because right now, I feel like the biggest thing that's wrong with his body is that he's slow, bro. He's slow. He's really, really slow. That's the only thing to me. He needs to have some type of speed boost. Maybe the green blood could help if he has certain devil fruits, but he needs some type of speed boost for sure. That's why I like the Kuma devil fruit theories a lot actually. But hold up, guys. I like the Kuma devil fruits a lot, and the reason why I like the Kuma devil fruits versus Frankie a lot is because that would make him much faster. And I feel like that's the only thing he's missing. He's too slow. Even if you look at in the previous chapters when he was trying to fight Kizaru, he's way too slow, bro. He's way too slow for Kizaru. He did nothing, to be honest. There's a lot of people too slow for Kizaru, but think about a guy with Sanji. Sanji would not be too slow for Kizaru. And I really do think that Frankie could get up into that tier. Not as strong as Sanji, of course, but I think his through science he could be able to mimic some of the things that Sanji could do, maybe. Yeah, he just needs speed, but I don't think he's gonna get Kuma's Devil Fruit. But he needs a slimmer body. I hate the big shoulders, bro. What if Sanji's DNA isn't from Lunarian, but from demons/Saturn thing? Because he maybe has demon flame shown in his leg. I think that's plausible. I think Sanji is definitely a different race than what we already know. Yep, Sanji had multiple observations and speed feats this chapter. But people don't want to pay attention to speed, though. Even though Kizaru said speed is weight, people don't want to pay attention. I feel like people really want Sanji to get a sword and like cut an island, and that's the only way people are gonna ignore Sanji. They want Sanji to get a sword, cut an island, hit a woman, defeat Imu, defeat Akainu at the same time. Then that's when people are going to start calling Sanji a top tier. That's how bad Sanji's portrayal is in the community. It's crazy, y'all. Sanji with a sword would be dangerous, though. No, I'm serious, y'all. You don't understand how crazy people hate on Sanji, bro. It's ridiculous. If Sanji were to able to put significant damage on Saturn, just like Zoro put significant damage on Kaido, they would say Saturn is a Yonko too. I promise you. They will tell you that Saturn is equal to page 1. I promise you. I promise you. That's just me, though. Okay, so we're done with the theory from the perspective of Bonnie, right? We're done with the chapter from the perspective of Bonnie. Now, someone that I want to highlight. Let's look at the chapter from the perspective of. So, from the perspective of Bonnie, we're able to get Sanji, we're able to see Frankie, we're able to see Vegapunk, right? But let's look at the chapter from the perspective of Kizaru. Let's really look at the chapter from the perspective of Kizaru. The reason I think Kizaru's perspective is very important here is Kizaru is strange, bro. I really tap into what I'm saying right now. So if you read the chapter, Kizaru is fighting Gear 5th, right? Then he says something interesting. He says, I'm afraid I've got a job to do, and I can't finish it if we keep playing around. And Luffy says, that's the idea, I'm doing my job. So Luffy is doing his job, and Kizaru is doing his job. But what's interesting here, see, I'm trying my best not to spoil my theories that are coming up, but I want you guys to think of Kizaru's lazy justice and Kizaru's unclear justice, right? And how he doesn't want the Vegapunk to basically die, right? Now, this is very, very interesting to me because if you actually look back into the chapters, I think it was chapter 1092, Kizaru actually manages to get very close to Vegapunk. Yet he does nothing at all. And I think that's very, very interesting, right? He manages to get extremely close to Vegapunk and he does nothing at all. And if he is that robot only following orders guy, shouldn't he have done something? This is the fastest man in the world, guys. Before Luffy grabbed him, he could have done something. Anything, to be honest. I don't think Kizaru has completed even half of his mission. He hasn't even been able to put down Sentomaru. I think Kizaru is purposely trying to not complete his mission here. I think Kizaru is literally stalling, playing around, because he doesn't want to complete his mission. And I think there's a deeper reason as to why that is. And I feel like it relates a lot to the to what Oda has planned for him. I think Oda has something huge planned for Kizaru. I'll have a theory on them soon. He wants money and to troll. He just wants to live a normal life, maybe. I don't think an admiral would. Oh, why would he become an admiral then? If he wanted to live a normal life, he'd be like a vice admiral or something like that. He'd be like a Garp type of character. If he really wanted to do that lazy justice, why would he go towards the rank of an admiral? There's something weird with Kizaru, but I got a theory plan for you guys. It may blow your mind. And it relates to my Jinbei is a traitor theory. You know? But Kizaru basically flies away from Luffy, and he starts to sense Saturn. He says, and that's when we start getting more lore about Saturn, how he changed the pacifist's orders, and I'm just trying to jump the chapter here to get to Kizaru's reaction. So Kizaru goes to try to attack the tank, right? And so because of his devil fruit, he considered strong, and the Navy ranked him up. But he could have denied it like Garp. That's my thing. I feel like if he really wanted to be lazy, he could have denied it like Garp. If you're a lazy person, why do you want to go so far to be able to be an admiral and have so much responsibility? I feel like he has some type of ulterior motive that we don't know. What can you say about all the admirals and even Green Bull using a sword? I feel like it's like basic training, right? I feel like all admirals have to know how to use a sword. Now, do I think they're swordsmen? See, that's a toxic conversation I don't want to open up. But I don't even need to open up the conversation because I think Mihawk is stronger than all the admirals. Point blank period. Whether they're swordsmen or not. I think Mihawk is. Not only do I think Mihawk is stronger than all the admirals, I think Mihawk is considerably above all the admirals. That's my personal take. I think to defeat Mihawk, you need at least 2 admirals. At least that's my take, y'all. I'm a Sanji fan, but I don't underrate Mihawk whatsoever. I think Mihawk is one of the strongest beings in One Piece history, not just even in his generation. You feel me? But if they are swordsmen, I think it'd be cool. We've seen all of them use swords basically, so it's in their arsenal. But Kizaru is more of a kicker, you know, which I love. But anyways, we see Kizaru attack the Vega tank, and something weird here. I think Luffy gets in the middle of the attack and allows him to miss. But if you actually look closely, Luffy does something interesting here, right? Luffy uses the people miss this. Luffy uses the momentum of the laser that Kizaru shoots at him. If you actually go back and read the chapter, he uses the momentum of the laser that Kizaru shoots at him. Then he twists around. He does hit the road, yeah, but he uses the momentum of the laser and he's twists around, and he used that speed. He used Kizaru's own laser to build up the speed to twist around and hit him. You know, then he gets the White Star gun, which is an amazing name, to be honest. If Luffy could stay in Gear 5th for an extended amount of time, I feel like he'll be dangerous. I feel like he'll be absolutely dangerous. Yeah, man. He will definitely get exhausted fighting Kizaru more because Kizaru was a speedster. Look how much he's running around chasing Kizaru, bro. Kizaru's a troll too, y'all. I feel like neither Luffy or Kizaru sees each other as threats. Like, yeah, and he was able to fight. He was able to use Gear Fifth. I mean, he was able to use his base form before going to Gear Fifth. I feel like the only reason why Luffy would not be able to beat Kaido with Gear Fifth because if he just started using Gear Fifth, he would lose. Because Kaido's endurance is crazy. At some point, he would have timed out. Unless Luffy has like unlimited, he could unlimitedly just restart his heart like he's done, which would be awesome to be honest. Hmm. So Kizaru gets hit with the White Star attack, and it's kind of unclear if it's actual damage. He said this isn't good, but knowing Kizaru, I don't know if he's just trolling because he trolls all the time. I literally cannot tell if this man is serious. All right, I don't get it. I don't know if he's saying this isn't good because Saturn is here, or this isn't good because the attack is strong, and it could be either one. Yeah, bro. I really think this man is a psychopath, like an actual sociopath. I think Kizaru is an actual sociopath. I think Kizaru is actually, and here's my hot take. I think Kizaru is the strongest admiral, including Akainu. That's my hot take. See, most of my theories have the idea that there's a lot of characters in the verse that are hiding their strength for some reason. And I feel like Kizaru fits that bill. He fits that bill of like some Aizen, how Aizen basically portrayed himself as this like basic captain in Bleach, and at some point he just revealed that like he's the strongest person ever. Do you think Dragon or someone is pulling up to save the Straw Hats? No, I don't think. I would love to see Dragon pull up on Egghead, but the reason why I wouldn't like it because I feel like it would basically confirm that Luffy is not ready for the big stage, and I wouldn't like that. I would much prefer someone like the Grand Fleet to pull up. If Dragon pulls up and saves Luffy, narratively, I would love it. We'd be able to see Dragon's power. We'd be able to see his Devil Fruit if he has any. We'll be able to see his connection with Vegapunk, his connection with Saturn. I would absolutely love it. It'd be hype. You feel me? What's up, Zub? It would be super hype if Dragon pulls up, but I don't think it'll be nice, bro. Because at the end of the day, Luffy is supposed to overcome this by himself, bro. See, that's the thing. I feel like Luffy is ready, bro. He just plays around too much. Is the Grand Fleet enough to save the Straw Hats now that Saturn has shown he's going to be a problem? I think so. Because Saturn is a problem, but don't get it twisted, y'all. The Straw Hats just fought the Seraphim. People thought they were a problem. What happened to them? They just fought a battle and they're fighting a battle again. Right? Basically, they're all basically healthy. The only people, if you actually think about it, the only people that have been fighting are Luffy and Zoro. Half or more of the Straw Hats have not fought at all. If Saturn was an actual, if Kizaru and Saturn was an actual problem, we would be seeing like a Sabaody situation happening again. All of the Straw Hats struggling, Luffy stressing. Sorry guys, I was a little sick before, so I don't think it's that much of a problem. I think the Saturn is going to push the Straw Hats to extreme diff. Thoughts on Sanji versus Saturn next chapter? See, I think think Sanji is going to be used as a hype tool, but I feel like Saturn is going to be a hype tool too. I think they're both going to be hype tools for each other. At the same time, I feel like Sanji is going to get one shot, not down and out, but he's probably going to get his Exo broken. Sanji is definitely going to get his Exo broken by Saturn. He's going to get one shot, or he's going to get heavily injured, but he's going to heal right after. They show us Saturn's power at the same time. They show us Sanji's power at the same time. I think Sanji is going to elevate himself to a level that we've never seen himself before. I don't think he's going to beat Saturn, of course, they are. Obviously. I think he's going to, like, if you look at my Sanji's Conquer video, I predicted that they'll have a 2v1. But I'm not sure. I think by the end of this arc, this is my prediction. I feel like by the end of this arc, Sanji will be Admiral level. I believe Sanji is about to show some Admiral level feats right now versus Saturn. That's my take. I feel like we're going to get more lore on Sanji. I feel like it's going to be revealed that he's absolutely broken beyond belief. We're going to get probably more lore on Sora, which is Sanji's ancestor, I suppose. Yeah. Sanji gets damaged, he heals, and repeats, right? Let me see. I can see the Seraphim getting released, and when Saturn tries to order them, they won't listen. They'll become sentient, like I've been saying. Yeah, man, that theory is an amazing theory, Joydy Boy. The Seraphim being sentient theory because of the green blood. Go check out that theory if you guys haven't on Joydy Boy's channel. Well, he's basically saying that the Seraphim have been basically Edison fed the Seraphim too much green blood, and they started to act out because they are now more sentient, you know? Because the themes of the whole Egghead is about like not being able to control things with desire. So yeah, I definitely think they're going to switch up at some point. Wait, sorry guys, hold on. Chelsea, I'm on live. I'm gonna have to call you back, okay? How long? 30 more minutes. Okay, bye. Is Sora Sanji mom or no? I feel like Sora is probably like a clone of. I feel like Sora is Sanji's mom, but the Sanji's mom is a clone of the real Sora, and that's not the actual Sora. Yeah, that was my girlfriend. Yeah. If you look at my shorts, like my first shorts, you can see like she voiced some of the shorts, so check that out. But I feel like Sora is like a clone of Sanji's mom. Like she's a clone of the original Sora. You guys know what I mean, right? She's the clone of the original Sora, right? If people believe in the story of Sora, could it be a Devil Fruit too? Perhaps. I feel like Sora. Oh my god, bro! I don't know where Oda's gonna take it, but like I remember somebody pointing out that Sora looks very close to Lilith. Nah, bro, you're not waffling, bro. Like Sora looks very close to Lilith if you actually see her. And sometimes I've mistaken Lilith for Sanji. Sometimes I've actually mistaken Lilith for Sanji at some points in the chapter, right? They literally look the same. They have the same hair blocking their eye. You know how like Lilith is kind of like bipolar? Lilith, if you haven't realized, Lilith is kind of bipolar in the same way that Sanji is bipolar. You know, like they call her Lilith the evil, and Sanji has this evil thing going on right now. So I feel like Lilith is another clone of Sora somehow. Like my head canon is that Vegapunk and Judge both love Sora. They both love Sora of the past, and they cloned them. They made 2 clones of Sora, and basically Lilith is basically somehow Sanji's mom. So that would be very, very interesting, to be honest. Yeah, I believe in clone piece for sure. You know, but yeah. So let's talk about Saturn now, y'all. Let's talk about Saturn. Mm. So in my previous theory, I had a theory that so that means Sanji simped for his mom. Not really, not really, because that's not the mom that raised him. It's just a clone of his mom. Not really. I feel like Oda will have a loophole somehow. You know, not really. They're not actually related. I wouldn't mind if Oda does a Oedipus complex with Liv and Sanji. It because I think she's gonna join the crew. You know, I think she's gonna join the crew, and I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it if he does it in a smart way. Um, like Lilith, like if it comes to pass that Lilith joins the crew and she basically acts as Sanji's mom, like how you know Nami reigns in Sanji a lot, and there's a lot of like hints towards Nami having the control chip to Sanji because Sanji's a Sanji Fem or a Seraphim. So if Nami has like more of a sister slash lover relationship with Sanji, I wouldn't mind if Lilith had like a mother relationship with Sanji and kind of got him into more science, and Lilith would be able to convince Sanji to use an alternate version of the raid suit. I wouldn't mind if Sanji actually has a raid suit, like how his normal suits, but it looks clean like a raid suit. And if Lilith convinces Sanji more to embrace his history and embrace his connection with science, I would love that, to be honest. So that's why I think she's that's gonna happen. But okay, so seeing Saturn's fruit makes me wonder how terrified Sabo was running from him. And the other Gorosei plus evil makes what he said about the scene being hellish make a lot more sense. Yeah, for sure. They probably look literally hellish. But I love how like Sabo was literally just chilling, bro. If you actually read the chapter, he was way more chilling than he should have been, to be honest. That person personally to me that makes me feel like he has conquerors. That's just me though. What do you think is gonna happen with Luffy's Kizu situation going forward? I think it's over, y'all. I think the Luffy versus Kizu situation is basically Oda just trying to tell us, hey, Luffy is at that point now where he could protect his crew from Kizu. I think that's really the grand idea. I don't think Kizu and Luffy are gonna have a fight together because I feel like Kizu doesn't hate Luffy and Luffy doesn't hate Kizu. That's the vibe that I'm getting from here. You know. So I think Kizu and Luffy's fight. That's the conclusion. Basically, Luffy was able to land a hit and to be able to stop Kizu from actually completing his mission, and he's able to certify now that he can protect the crew. You know, but I have a theory on like just to let you guys know. I believe in Zoro versus Kizu. I do. I don't think Zoro is going to be able to fight Kizu alone though. That's a theory for another day though. My thoughts on Saturn's power. Do you think it's a special awakening or a devil fruit or something else like magic? I would say Saturn. Like I like the idea that Saturn is an actual devil rather than a devil fruit, right? Because like Vegapunk was saying that the the dreams and desires of devil fruits come from other dimensions and stuff like that. So I think that's more along the line of what I'm going with. Because I don't. It. I feel like it has to be something else other than a devil fruit. It has to be something else. It has to be some type of unexplained power that we never know of. Especially considering the magic circle. We've never seen some crazy ish like that before. Yeah, it's the summoning circle. Yeah, that it's weird. That's the weird thing to me, right? It if it is a devil fruit, it's not unlike anything that we ever know, and it doesn't work like any devil fruit. So why even call it a devil fruit, right? Like I don't literally think Saturn got a fruit and he ate it and got those powers. I feel like Saturn been had those powers, to be honest. The reason, especially if you consider that Oda just pop up. Like think about if like Oda just like made Kaido appear with purely his hybrid form. You'd be like, what? You just made Kaido appear with just his hybrid form? That just means he has something above that, right? So I think Saturn, this is just his base form. That's what I think. I don't even think this is awakening. I think this is Sanji's. I think this is Saturn's base form, like straight like that. Like when it comes to fighting, this is like 50%, 10% of his power that you're witnessing right now. That's why I know this is not some basic devil fruit. He has something on top of that. If you actually see my recent theory about the Gorosei having devil fruit weapons, I don't feel like it's completely unvalidated yet because if you look at this chapter and how close Saturn holds that staff, bro, it seemed like he almost summoned the magic circle with the staff. At least that's my interpretation. The staff is very, very important because the way he's clutching that thing, bro. If you look at the chapter, that man's clutching for dear life, with the staff. So he's definitely some type of actual devil. He's definitely some type of actual devil, and this is just like his casual form, bro. It has to be like that. It has to be like that. Do you think that Saturn could have been in charge of a power plant factory to make their fruits? For sure. Since he's like the warrior of science, right? So, bro, just went from the marine boat to summoning himself in on exactly, bro. That don't even sound like a devil fruit. I know devil fruits are crazy, but this sounds like some other power, y'all. Wait, maybe Blackbeard's devil fruit powers is also the same lines as the Gorosei. Blackbeard and Saturn have been stated to have a weird aura. Maybe that's why Emu had Blackbeard's water pose. Yep, I would say so. Okay, like this is how I know. This is how I know that Saturn is not just a devil fruit user, right? Think about how much trouble Luffy has caused in the world. Think about how much trouble Luffy has caused for the world government. And the first thing that Saturn says to Luffy, upon seeing this kid that's destroyed Enies lobby, that's basically ruined the Marineford War, the first thing he says is Nika. He doesn't address Luffy as Luffy. He addressed Luffy as Nika, right? And it almost makes me seem as if like he sees Nika as a person, not a devil fruit. As if Nika itself is what Saturn has a connection to. And that like it may be that both Saturn and Nika are that special devils from whatever dimension that they come from. Because like my idea is that instead of Saturn eating a devil fruit, I feel like it's much more likely the case that Saturn is a devil that managed to take control of a person. I think Saint J. Garcia and Saturn may be two different people. I feel like Saturn is the devil that we're seeing, right? Especially with that weird comment that he says at the end of the chapter. He says something like, "It's been a while since I've been on the surface," and yeah, I think it's yes. There's definitely something more that we're not understanding here. I can't make a complete theory on this yet, but it's definitely not a basic devil fruit for sure. Let's see. So Saturn doesn't have a devil fruit. They're a devil fruit evolved in a human form. Yeah, like the devil fruit eats sword. That means devil fruits have their own mind. So that means Emu is a creator of devil fruit. Yep, maybe. Actually, if you actually go to my channel and see my Emu theory, I have a theory that Emu is the devil itself within the devil fruit, and Emu managed to take control of a person. That person I feel is Lily. I feel like Lily Lily is Emu, but Emu is a devil fruit that Lily eaten that's gotten out of control. That's my personal idea on Emu. Yeah, 1095 might be. Whew. I don't feel like we're reading One Piece anymore, bro. This is something completely different. I feel like 1094 basically certified that we're taking the story to a completely different route. As soon as they mention a magic circle, I know this is something else, bro. This is some berserk level stuff, right? So yeah, my complete thoughts on Saturn is that he's not a devil fruit eater. Like he didn't literally eat a devil fruit. I feel like the process by him becoming a devil or being a devil is either he became a devil. Like we know you can eat devil, you can have devil fruits in other means by the green blood thing. So we know there's other ways that you can kind of harness devil fruits, right? I'm bringing my holy water to every chapter, bro. For real. No, for real. These are ungodly chapters, but I'm here for it though. So yeah, I think he's a devil itself. It makes the most sense to me, right? That makes the most sense to me. Because I can't imagine that he just ate a devil fruit and got stronger. Yeah, like kind of like Cavendish having two personalities. So one personality is Saturn, right? One personality is Saint J Garcia, which sounds more like a human name. Saint J Garcia. Now, this is kind of exemplified by how like you've seen the Gorosei kind of remorseful. You've seen Saturn kind of remorseful sometimes. Even when they're taking Emu's orders, they're like kind of like, oh, okay, I guess if we have to. I feel like that's the Saint J Garcia part. But I feel like the reason that why they're taking Emu's orders is because the Saturn part is the real devil that won't let Saint J Garcia does what he wants. The politician is Saint J Garcia. The person that manipulates the world is Saint J Garcia. The person that has to come out and fight people is Saturn. That's why you said it's been a while since I came on the surface. Personally, it's gonna be some sort of process with selling your soul for sure. I feel like the chapter of 1095, it gotta be a Sanji chapter, y'all. It gotta be a Sanji chapter, y'all. It's either a Kuma chapter, like Kuma officially dies, because we kind of left off, but we already got a Kuma. The truth about Kuma, yep. It could be Sanji versus Saturn. Oh my god. If that Jordy boy, if that title comes out, do you understand the amount of cope that's about to be on Twitter, bro? If a chapter comes out with Sanji versus Saturn, I think some people might just like completely delete their Twitter. Oh my god, I would love that, to be honest. Battle of Science, Sanji versus Saturn. If the chapter is named anything after Sanji, bro, like you said, bro, I'm creaming, bro. So I think these definitely came from the planets from space. Yep, I'm aligned with that. And Nika came from the sun. No, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool. There's no such thing as cope headcanon in my streams, y'all. My theories are crazy enough. I like crazy theories, y'all. Sanji versus Saturn, Clash of Atoms. It'll be wild if Sanji got his Conquer Haki next chapter. Oh, Zub, you don't understand, bro. You do not understand. The moment that Sanji gets Conquerors, I definitely think he's gonna get. He's gonna get Conquerors in the next few chapters, if it's not next chapter. If Sanji gets Conquerors in the next chapter, oh my god, I'll be unsufferable, bro. I will be unsufferable, bro. People don't understand, bro. I've been waiting on this too. I've been waiting on this. And there's definitely gonna be a Sanji focused chapter next chapter. It's either gonna be Kuma, it's gonna be something science related. Kuma and his past, or Bonnie. But we already seen a Kuma. You know what? We already seen a Kuma name. You know what, Jordy boy, we about to start this agenda. The next title will be Sanji versus Saturn. Straight like that. Straight like that, y'all. Ain't no other way it gotta be. Cause Bonnie just stabbed Saturn, right? Bonnie just stopped Saturn. Saturn's gonna retaliate. Now, will Sanji let a lady get hit in front of his face without doing nothing, y'all? Come on now. Would would Sanji let Bonnie get hit in his face without doing nothing? Oda would never let that happen. Yeah, we about to get Sanji versus Saturn title, trending soon. I can see Oda throwing us a curveball in next chapter is the Kuma flashback or something related to Saturn. Maybe. Oda would do something like that, right? I agree though, Zub. It would be disappointing. I hopefully I need that. I need that Sanji versus Saturn. I need that Sanji versus Saturn. I need it. I need it. So, but yeah, back to Saturn, man. He's something completely different. He's something completely different, bro. And I think that's the best way to go about it narratively. That's the best way to go about it narratively. To introduce the fact that the Gorosei are not human whatsoever. To introduce the fact that it'd be perfect for Vegapunk to introduce the fact that, you know how amazing it would be. It would be amazing if like, let's say someone tries to use water or someone tries to use the bubble gun on Saturn and it does completely nothing, and that would kind of certify that he's not a devil fruit user. He's not a devil fruit user. He is a devil himself. So yeah. Okay, what else about Saturn? I've seen people point out that Saturn's designs on his legs are very similar to like the designs that Sanji has on his legs when he gets Ifrit Jambe or Diable Jambe. And I also, if you actually look at the closely the designs on his legs, they look kind of like Sanji's eyebrows, like the curvature circular thing going on. And even more connection with Sanji and Saturn is that we actually know that Sanji is scared of. I know a lot of people brought this up on Twitter. Sanji is scared of spiders. Now, what better way to introduce Sanji having conquerors if he's scared of spiders than to just completely be unbothered by the fact that Saturn is a spider, So there's a woman that he has to protect. There's Vegapunk he has to protect, and there's a spider in front of him. It's a perfect setup. At this point, if Sanji did get conquered in the next chapter, I wouldn't be surprised. Or he shows a conqueror feat next chapter, I wouldn't be surprised. If he was scared of spiders, how did he like Black Maria? See, that's something I don't understand. Oh, simple actually. He was scared of spiders, but he loves women. Then he's scared of spiders. Yeah, he just down bad. Basically, in short, he's down bad. He loves women more though. Yep, Sanji eyebrow flipping because Bonnie might get hit by Saturn or might get hurt by Saturn. Sanji's eyebrow flipping. Ifrit Jambe, Sanji's conqueror reveal. Ooh, that's too much. That's too much. The community not gonna be able to take all that. We need to take it in steps. That's too much. That's too much, y'all. Too spicy, too juicy, bro. Too juicy. That would be absolutely amazing, though. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I want to get out. I want to get out a Sanji theory at some point, guys. But like, I want to get out a Sanji theory at some point because Sanji's my favorite character. I'd love to make a lot of theories about him, but like, I kind of have a schedule that I'm trying to stick to. First, I'm like, just to end the stream, I'm gonna tell you guys, I gotta go soon. My girlfriend's probably gonna complain, but just to end the stream, this is the next theories that I will have, right, in order, right. So my next theory about who's gonna be who's getting Kuma's Devil Fruit. My second theory will relate to that, and I'm going to relate to how Yamato is a great written character, and we will go back and get her somehow. The theory after that, I haven't had some Zoro gas, and I need some Zoro gas. For my fans that love Zoro, I'm gonna have a Zoro theory for like the third theory, right? And after that, we may have then that's when things I might have time for another Sanji, because Sanji's gonna be a huge. I got you, man. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be talking about Ashura. I'm gonna be talking about Zoro's Ashura. I got y'all, bro. Zoro's eye. Yep, I'm gonna be talking about all of that. I'm gonna be talking about Zoro's eye and Ashura and how they connect, and I'm gonna outline exactly how Zoro's gonna open his eye, right? His lineage, all of that, y'all. I promise y'all. That theory is gonna basically explain everything that you have to understand with Zoro's powers. Of course, man. I'm gonna keep making great stuff. This is just the beginning, to be honest. Look out for that. Look out for that. The next theory coming up. I promise it's gonna surprise y'all. Who's actually gonna get Kuma's theory? It's not who you think it is. And it's gonna completely change the story on its head, to be honest. You know. So stay tuned, guys. I really enjoyed. This is my first stream. Do you think Zoro is gonna? Okay, like last question before I go. Let me ask the last question before I go. If you have any questions, let me know. You think Zoro is gonna have a big moment, or of course, of course. I think Zoro's eye is gonna open this chapter, this in Egghead. By the end of Egghead, I promise you. And I'll prove that, bro. By the end of Egghead, Zoro will open his eye. I promise you. And it's deeper than you think. It's not just like he's training or something. It's something deeper than you think, and it does relate with Ashura. If you, as a hint, if you actually look at when Zoro uses Ashura, go back to the Kaido fight. If you actually look at when Zoro uses Ashura, there's like 3 spirits or like 2-3 spirits that appear above Zoro. Right? Yep, his eye lights up. So if you look at the Kaido versus Zoro thing, there's this spirit that shows above Zoro that with its eyes, with its hand like this. And when Zoro uses Ashura, like there's something that's closing Zoro's eyes. You'll see his eyes light up and everything. I'll have that theory out. So we'll get Kuma's Devil Fruit, who's gonna get it. We got Yamato, and we got Ashura and Zoro, and why it's so important. What if he has Mihawk's eyes? I'm also gonna have some Mihawk guys in there too, because you guys don't understand how crazy those eyes are. They actually matter. They actually matter a lot. So I got y'all though. But you're on a dock. What if he has Mihawk's eyes for real? You know? Okay. Any last questions before I go? Let me know. Any theories you guys want to hear? Any closing ideas? Of course, man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to do more streams. I'm gonna try to do a stream every time the chapter comes out, man. Theory on Enel and the moon. I got something in the works. Probably like later down the line. I'll release the Zoro theory. To be honest, I try to make my theories as quality as possible. So I'll release the Zoro theory, let's say realistically, in a month, because I have to release the Yamato theory as well. Theory on how One Piece ends. Oof. I'm gonna say that I have a theory in my head actually. How do you get to be so handsome? Bro, Nelson, bro, you're not slick, bro. How do you get to be so handsome, bro? I learned from you, bro. I learned from the master, bro. You know? Yeah, I got y'all, bro. So the Zoro theory, I know you guys are hyped about that. I love Zoro too. I know I seem like a huge Sanji fan because I am, but I love Zoro too. So I'll get that Zoro theory out for you guys. I'll get the Yamato theory out for you guys. The Kuma theory is already recorded. I'm just waiting for the thumbnail. Then we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that busy. You feel me? It's in the works. It's coming like on the weekend. You feel me? I love you guys, man. I'm gonna keep streaming more every chapter. I'm gonna stream more every weekend. I'm gonna stream. We're gonna get busy. You feel me? Love you, Nelson. Love you, bro. Love y'all, bro. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed day, y'all. More streams to come, more theories to come.